Listen, this smile is a smile of pain because I spent over a week filming what's supposed to be my very first ever knitting tutorial that I actually promised you guys about 2 weeks ago. I did everything from the angles, the progress pictures. I went above and beyond for this knitting tutorial. And then I lost every footage. Every single thing gone just like that. So instead of a tutorial, welcome to a vlog about this sweater right here that made me suffer so much, at the same time made me so proud. So we're going to talk about everything from how I made it, what inspired it, and how you can make it too, minus the heartbreak. Even though the video is gone, the tutorial is out, God knows where it is. All hope is not lost because I've got the next best thing, which is the free pattern of this sweater. And it comes in multiple sizes, so from extra small up to 3 extra large. And you can find that on my website, www.Sitn'Crochet.com, which you can find the link in the comments and in the description box below. So when you click on that link, going to my website, you're going to find a bunch of other knitting stuff that is definitely for free, and also some crochet stuff if you do both. So this particular sweater was born from my Pinterest board obsession. I have got an entire Pinterest board that is dedicated to zipper sweaters because apparently I can't stop making them. This one that I'm wearing right here is my third one. Yep. I have 2 knits and 1 crochet. I am that girl. So if you're someone that prefers a printable PDF rather than going on my website and having to keep going back on my website to access the free pattern, then you can always go down to my Ravelry store or my Lovecrafts and my Ribbler store. Yeah, there's just these 3. Ravelry, Lovecrafts, and Ribbler, and you can download yourself a PDF pattern that's up for like $5 or less or something. You can afford that because that's going to keep me going. You're going to encourage me to keep going. I mean, you like this, don't you? I love it. You like it. If you clicked on this, it means you liked what you just buy the pattern, okay? So let's talk about the yarn. So I say this all the time. The yarn that I used was a DK weight yarn, and it's an acrylic yarn. And I use an acrylic yarn because that's what I have access to. Recently, I thrifted a sweater. I'm not even sure what yarn this is because I thrifted something from our charity shop, and I don't think I'll be doing that again. But anyway, if you're trying to make the same sweater and you don't want to use acrylic yarn, be sure to make a gauge swatch. You want to make sure you want to check your tension, and after you make that gauge swatch, you want to make sure you block it so that you have the right fit at the end of the day, because your gauge or the yarn that you use can make or break your sweater. So if you're using something fancy like a wool or a blend, then you want to make sure you make a gauge, even if you're using an acrylic yarn, because acrylic yarns are different. Like this was a different brand from the ones that I usually use. It has a more, I like this one because it has a more shinier after effect. It behaves different from the other acrylic yarns that I use. So whatever yarn you're using, block your swatch. As for the knitting needles that I used a 4.5mm for the body, and then for the collar, this is, by the way, a folded collar. For the collar and the bottom band for the sleeves and the body, I used a 4mm hook. And the fact that I'm using a 4.5mm means the drape is mwah. And this is compared to the crochet version because I think I used about a 5.5 or definitely 5.5. Not a 5.5mm hook. So that means, and with a worsted weight yarn, that means it's kind of quite thicker. So the drape on the knitting cannot be compared to this. I mean, drape on crochet stuff can never be compared to the knits because the knit stitches are tighter than the crochet stitches. So the drape is always more flexible on the knitting than it is on the crochet, unless you're using very, very fine yarn. So the pattern comes in multiple sizes, 7 sizes to be specific. So that's from extra small up to 3 extra large. I will say this again. This is, as you can see, it's a drop shoulder. So it's an oversized sweater. And that means it can fit quite a few more sizes. So if you're like a 4XL or a 5XL, I'm pretty sure that the 3XL can fit you. And if you really want to make this and your size is not available, then I would advise you size up the yarn. So instead of using a DK weight yarn, you can use a 5mm. You can use a worsted weight yarn and a 5mm or a 5.5. So immediately your sweater is going to be larger than the size that we've made using the tools mentioned in this pattern. So even if you are wanting, for example, I made a size small, which is exactly the same as a medium. If I wanted this to be a bit bigger, then I would just size up my hook or size up my yarn and my hook together. And I've got a few more inches compared to this, just like that. As much as I love this sweater so much, might be the favorite one of all the zipper sweaters that I have. I think especially because of the gold and the black. I love it so much. But I did make the sleeves a bit too short. If I move back and hold up my hand, you can see that I made the sleeves a bit too short, and I might have to go back and redo them. But then the cold season is well on its way, and the hot is coming right in. You know where I'm from, the warm part of Africa. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that right now. Maybe I will, because most times when I wear it, I might just, fold it up like so, and it looks fine to me. Because I'm finding myself like each time I wear it, I'm always pulling it down so that it reaches my wrists. So, but it take, I may, because right now I'm already on another sweater project, and I am being so careful to make sure that the tutorial that I'm making for this doesn't go anywhere. So somewhere next week or maybe this weekend, I will be posting my first tutorial. I'm gonna call it my second because I'm still not over the fact that I recorded this whole sweater and lost everything. But anyway, when you're making it, you want to make sure you're wearing it. And if you're using a yarn that doesn't relax as much, you want to make sure your sleeves actually reach the wherever you want it to reach. If you want it to be mid arm, then make sure that the sleeve reaches there before you block. Or if it relaxes, then you want to make sure you know what, you're grown up. If you're knitting a sweater, then you know what you're doing. So yeah, what was supposed to be a step-by-step tutorial turned out to be a vlog. But the pattern is still there. The sweater is still here. I have so much to be grateful for. I'm not going to whine and complain about the footage that I lost that I can always redo, which I won't. But if you want to make yourself something like this, then please do so. And once you're done, please tag me on Instagram, Sitn'Crochet, something like that. And by the way, the other one that I made, the zip sweater that I made, has some stripes. So if you're a lover of stripes, because I am also obsessed with stripes, then you might want to go to that zip line sweater. It's also a free pattern, obviously, and you might want to make that to play around with some colors or textures if you want. Otherwise, if you like something like this, then go ahead and make it. I hope you like this video, subscribe and comment, and leave me a very, 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 very big heart. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Until then, bye.